Let's be real. It's a 5% chance that the Browns are not holding Shedeur Sanders back. And they want him to be great. Maybe this isn't punishment. Maybe it's preparation. And it's all part of a bigger plan.
In the regular season, the quarterback who gets practice time is the guy who is going to play that week.
Why would you want to get him ready for the game? I don't understand.
The guy who is going to play gets the practice time. The second teamer, usually you hear gets like no reps with the first team. So why would the third teamer? Okay? Now, there's that. Here's this, and I truly believe this. I hope that Shedeur becomes a stud quarterback in the NFL. I hope he does. If most of the NFL thought he was ready to do that, he wouldn't have been on the board in the 5th round.
Maybe it's a 5% chance, but actions speak louder than words. And the Browns' actions, 95%, had told us that they don't believe in Shedeur. They don't trust Shedeur. They didn't want Shedeur. That's the reason why he fell to the 5th round. Collateral collusion. I done told y'all this before. $230 million fully guaranteed for Deshaun Watson. You can't get Shedeur Sanders in the 1st round to give him $46 million fully guaranteed. You can't have 2 fully guaranteed quarterbacks on your roster, especially the skin color. You already know what I'm saying. So look here, collateral collusion. They did not want Shedeur to be glorified. They didn't want to reward Shedeur for acting the way he was acting through the draft process and the draft interviews. So what they do? Collude against them. Pit him and Cam Ward against each other. That ain't the reason, what he just said, that ain't the reason why he fell to the 5th round. The reason why he fell to the 5th round is collateral collusion.
Just a fact. Okay? Just, you can say all you want. The NFL drafts some guys and brings in players with backgrounds that you would think, ooh, you don't want to draft that guy. Well, so in other words, just because a guy might be a little brash, he drops to the 5th round? Nope, that doesn't happen. Guys drop to the 5th round because that's where the NFL thinks they have the talent to be drafted. That's what that's about. And I love the idea that the Browns are taking their time with him, maybe bringing him up to speed on some offensive stuff that he didn't see too much of in college, and maximizing his ability to succeed eventually. Man, could you imagine, Andy, if he becomes a really good quarterback? That'd be awesome.
Do y'all believe that it's taking Shedeur this long to understand this simple, simplistic, big word, Kevin Stefanski offense that hasn't scored over 17 points in a game? They averaging 13 points a game right now. Y'all tell me if Shedeur said it out his own mouth that it's some of the same concept that he ran in Colorado. Because Pat Shermer, Kevin Stefanski worked together with the Minnesota Vikings. Tell me, do every rookie come in knowing everything that the offense of the team he get drafted to gonna run? No, they don't. So I know it's going to take time, but to keep saying he's not developing fast, he's developing slow, he doesn't know the playbook, he doesn't know the protection calls, he doesn't know this, he doesn't know that, he's not ready. When the man done said out his own mouth that he ready, he understand, and he learning. I don't get it. You can't tell me that this simple offense is that hard to learn.
It'd be awesome.
I wonder what for the folks that want Shedeur out there right now, and he's not like Dan in Green Bay. Did you ever remember anybody yelling about, oh, how many reps is Brett Favre getting? How many reps is Aaron Rodgers getting? How many reps is Love getting with the second teamers? They kind of knew what was coming, and they knew they were going to replace him, and that's why. What did we say?
Rodgers sat for 3 years. Jordan Love sat for 3 years, but look what they ended up being. Jordan Love.
Hey, they forgetting the fact that Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love had a Hall of Famer in front of them. The Cleveland Browns ain't had a quarterback in 30 years. There's no Hall of Famer that was taking this spot where Shedeur got to sit behind. Now, if he would have went to the Ravens, you would have said a different story, sitting behind Lamar Jackson. If he would have went to the Steelers, you would have said a different story, sitting behind Aaron Rodgers, who Jordan Love sat behind. Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre, a Hall of Famer. Jordan Love sat behind Aaron Rodgers, a Hall of Famer. Shedeur Sanders sitting behind Dylan Gabriel, a rookie, not a Hall of Famer. So that comparison, they don't even compare to this situation. Because the Browns ain't never had a Hall of Famer at quarterback in the last 30 years. So you can't tell me in this situation right now that that Shedeur Sanders is sitting behind a Hall of Famer, sitting behind Joe Flacco at first. Now he's sitting behind Dylan Gabriel. You cannot compare that situation to say Shedeur needs to sit for 3 years. No, you can't compare that.
It's pretty dang good, and Aaron Rodgers is going to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they don't worry about quarterbacks in Green Bay. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to get it right every time, but I imagine, what do you think Sports Talk Radio was in Green Bay when they were like, Aaron Rodgers got to get more reps?
No, it was pretty much what you're hearing right now.
Wasn't it more so?
Same as what
why
we're
did they
hearing
draft
now?
Aaron Rodgers? Why did they draft Jordan Love?
Everybody wants the new shiny toy at all times. Everybody wants the new shiny thing. It was the same thing that happened when Rodgers was drafted. It was, Favre sucked lately. He's old. He's got gray hair and thumbs broken. It's all the same garbage.
I just hurt my hand playing hammer
and over and over. And it's the same thing with Jordan Love on top of it because Rodgers wasn't playing the best and they kicked Rodgers in the ass and all of a sudden he looked better. Like, this is the problem with all of this stuff. Like, it's the most frustrating thing that is taking place. It makes my head hurt.
Don't you think, guys? And correct me if you disagree with me.
How many reps is Malik Willis getting? Is he getting enough reps in practice?
They put in a whole new offense when Malik Willis walks onto the field. They run the triple option like it's a damn military school. I mean, Shedeur Sanders is not ready to start in the NFL. Done. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of quarterbacks who are like that.
Exactly.
We're in a big hurry to get these guys on the field.
Shedeur Sanders is not your firstborn child.
If they can bring him along and develop him and make him NFL ready and hopefully maximize his chances of being a great franchise quarterback, isn't ultimately that's what we want?
I'm
Isn't that what you want here?
Yeah, if he can be.
This is a hell of a thing.
My thing is, I don't know about y'all, this is just my opinion, but my thing is, if you gonna sit Shedeur, give us a legitimate reason why you sitting. Quit sitting him. Quit telling these fake narratives and these lies. Why don't you just come out and say, Kevin, Andrew, that Shedeur is not ready. He needs to learn the playbook more. But y'all keep beating around the bush and ain't giving us a straight up answer. Or just in the beginning, you could have said, Joe Flacco gonna be our starter. We gonna sit the rookies so they can learn more. How hard is it to say and be straight up? It don't make no sense. Because if you would have came out and said that from the beginning, instead of saying it was gonna be a quarterback competition, there never was a quarterback competition, we wouldn't be in such a rush and such a fuss. You could have came out and said, Shedeur and Dylan Gabriel gonna sit behind the veteran. We gonna start a veteran quarterback, either Joe Flacco or Kenny Pickett, before you traded Kenny Pickett. You could have came out and said that in rookie minicamp or right after the draft when you drafted them. You could have said that from the jump. But no, Browns, y'all seen them dollar signs. Shedeur Sanders jersey with that 0 on it and just had Sanders on the back, and y'all put it up that first time he was available to put that jersey up on NFL Shop. Y'all put it up there and that thing was selling like hotcakes, even without a number. You seen that money. You see how much money Shedeur was going to bring to this franchise. Hence why Andrew Berry said we got him at a steep discount. I never think to see a black man call another black man a steep discount. Because y'all know what reference that's speaking to. Y'all know what reference that's speaking to. I don't care if he meant it in the sense of the NFL. Man, come on now. Y'all already leaving comments talking about the NFL this and the NFL that. Think about it now. Think about it. All they had to do was come out and say they exact plan what they was going to do instead of keeping people guessing and in the dark and playing with people's emotions. So guess what? Emotions make people either like y'all or dislike y'all. But either way, you're going to get in the news because you got the biggest star in the NFL that was a third-string quarterback at the time, which is second string now for the moment. And now everybody still wants to see him play after you done came out and did him so wrong and not telling us the plan. All you had to do was just say exactly what you was going to do. Quit lying and just say exactly what you was going to do. It ain't hard.
I don't know. I'm just tired of the national media jumping on the clicks and saying that it's just like,
well, Andy,
Schultz had to walk him out to the cooler. But that's all they're trying to do. Isn't that what it is? It's Schultz has to walk him out to the cooler because no one else in Stalag 13 is going to let him play. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they make it sound like the Browns have this just this evil plan when maybe this they're plan actually has worked working for other teams before.
Exactly.
You know, if they come out a year from, I'm sorry, Jeff, but if they come out a year from now and Shedeur Sanders is the best quarterback the Browns have ever had, and somewhere along the line someone has the epiphany, wouldn't it be great to hear his dad go, you know what, maybe he wasn't ready when he got to the NFL. But the Browns, you know, they let him work it in slow and they let him ramp it, just like Eric Wedge would say. They let him ramp it up, and now look at the quarterback he is, and now look at where the Browns are. I think the problem is that because he was a fifth-round pick, nobody wants to believe that could happen, but that is a scenario that's out there.
Like I just said, it's a 5% chance. But what I'm saying is your actions speak louder than words, like I said earlier. Now, if the Browns actually believe Shedeur is the franchise quarterback, what I just said, why they don't come out and say it? But not giving him reps, saying these narratives, that got us thinking the wrong thing. If you going to say he's your franchise quarterback or we going to hold him back and make sure he's ready before he get out there, just say it. Quit including all the other rookies, Kevin. Say when you get asked the Shedeur question, answer the question about Shedeur. Every time you answer the question, you always include all the rookies. You always say the quarterback room or all the rookies. You don't never answer the question just about Shedeur. You don't never. So guess what? We still got speculation. Because if he ain't ready, tell us he ain't ready. Like straight up. Don't do him dirty by not giving him reps and all this type stuff and putting out these fake narratives. Because that's what we believe. That's what people believe in. These fake narratives, good or bad. Some people going to take it in the negative way. The trolls going to take it in the positive way. That's what I'm saying. And if you believe in them, don't come out and say that you drafting a quarterback in the first round next year. Because that makes no sense. If you believe in Shedeur and you trying to develop Shedeur, and then you turn around and come out and say, well, we looking at a quarterback in the first round. That's why we traded the second pick to trade back to get to the fifth pick to get an extra first round pick next year, because we're going to look at one of these trash quarterbacks that's in college right now, and we're going to draft one of them as our franchise quarterback. That's what you came out and said. That's what the media been putting out. So don't tell me you developing Shedeur and maybe you holding them back and developing the right way for next year, and then he be your franchise quarterback when you telling me the opposite.
I felt like I cut you off there. I felt bad.
That's all right.
Okay.
You were on a roll.
Thank you.
And I'll add this to it.
I've got a diehard Shedeur friend. He says Green Bay had Hall of Fame quarterback both times ahead of the rookie. That's inconsequential here.
No, it ain't.
Well, what it is this.
They didn't know it at the time.
Yeah, they
No,
did.
they knew they had a Hall of Fame quarterback in Brett Favre.
Exactly.
When they drafted Aaron Rodgers. And when they drafted Jordan Love, they knew they had a Hall of Fame quarterback in Aaron Rodgers.
But you still have to go out there and execute to become a Hall of Fame quarterback.
No.
Oh, you're saying that already on
What
the
I'm saying is when they drafted Rodgers, you already knew Favre was a Hall of Famer. And when they drafted Jordan Love, you knew Aaron Rodgers was a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
It doesn't matter who's starting at quarterback if the guy isn't ready yet.
Yeah, dude.
And they want to develop him and maximize his opportunities to succeed. Shedeur fans, get that through your heads, please. They are trying to help this guy become a stud quarterback. They're not holding him back. They're doing just the opposite. They want him to be great.
They want him to go where you want him to go. You're literally pulling in the same direction.
Exactly. And people people don't understand that. I mean, forgive me. I watched DeShone Kizer play at Notre Dame, and I thought, man, this guy's intriguing. I hope they could. Chris Villar was in your role at the time, Dano. When
once again, I'm gonna say it. If you want him to go in the same direction we want him to go, your actions ain't saying that. Like I just said, you talking about a first round pick next year drafting a quarterback. How and why? When you clearly need offensive line help and another receiver. It makes no sense to say you're gonna draft a quarterback and you want Shedeur to be the stud and be the franchise quarterback when your actions are not saying that? How can you tell me that you developing him and you telling me on the outer side of your neck that you gonna draft a quarterback? Y'all even got a quarterback tracker for these sorry quarterbacks right now in college football. So until y'all get to April 2026 in the NFL 2026 draft, and with that first or second overall pick that you're gonna have, unless you do get in there and win y'all a couple games, until y'all don't draft a quarterback in the first round or trade back in the first round to get a quarterback, I ain't gonna believe it. Because I can't believe what you say, because your accent telling me otherwise. And I'm gonna keep saying that. But on the positive side, they could be right. It's a 5% chance, just a 5% chance that the Browns are actually trying to develop Shedeur into a stud quarterback because they don't want to throw him out there too early and shake his confidence, even though he got the most confidence in the world. It's a 5% chance. But hey, time will tell, and we're gonna wait and see.
My savages! Moneymane in the thing of a T and playing no games. Should I already know my name when I speak in CC Flame. Got my YouTube poppin', man. Like, subscribing, everything in between. You already know. Moneymane! You already know.